Hello, students. Myself, Ankita Adhikari, and we are here today to discuss the preparation tips for your CS2 Computer Science 2 paper. Okay, so before we start with the preparation tips, we see the marking distribution of your CS2. So your marks distribution for CS2 says that, of course, you know that your CS overall is a 200 mark paper, and you know that the 100 marks are again divided for CS1, another 100 marks come for CS2. So for 100 marks CS2 paper, you have 50 theory and 50 practical. And that too, in the practical, you again have bifurcation for 20 and 30 marks. So 20 marks usually are given for the journal or the practical journal you write, and the remaining 30 marks is the practical examination which you appear for the board. Okay, so this is the ideal distribution of your marks for the paper. So you just have to remember one thing, that 50 marks and 50 marks, that from CS1, overall 100 marks are based internal. The remaining 100 you appear for the paper. That means 50 for CS and 50 for CS1 and CS2. So here we start with our chapter wise discussion for all the topics which are there in the chapter of CS2, and I'll tell you what kind of questions can be predicted from the exam point of view. What is the requirement of the question in the paper? So we start with the chapter 1, that is microprocessor and organization of 8085. So very first topic is evolution. So you know evolution of microprocessors has 5 generations, that is from 4-bit to 8 to 16 to 32 and 64. So this question can be asked for 3 marks, and they can ask you to write all the generations, the technologies used in different generations, and the bit system of every generation. So remember 4, 8, 16, 32 and 64. That is how you can give the bifurcation of the generations. Okay, next is your generic microprocessor block diagram. So generic, they can be very precise, that explain the generic block diagram of microprocessor 8085. They can be very precise in that case. So the generic block diagram has the ALU, the memory, the input output devices, the control unit. So you just draw that generic block diagram and explain the components. Next is the features of 8085. So if this question is asked for 3 marks, then what are you expected to write? You are expected to write at least 6 points. So features of 8085, that is, it is an 8-bit processor, the address bus, data bus, then the addressing modes you have, the number of pins you have, what kind of pin structure it is grid package or dual core. All these points are important, and that is how you can get marks. So 3 marks question, features of 8085, then you are expected to write 6 features at least. I would suggest always write 2-3 extra, but at least 6 features, not less than 6 are acceptable. Okay. Next, we talk about the pin diagram of 8085. So you know that the pin diagram has a 40 pin. It is a 40 pin processor and dual core. That means it has pins on both the sides. So it's not possible to ask the entire pin diagram for explanation purpose. So they can either tell you to draw the pin diagram for 3 marks, or they can ask you any random pins for 3 marks or 4 marks. So they can ask you, say, pins like HLDA, then ready, then they can ask you pins like from A0 to A15 or AD. Now they are multiplex with the data bus. So it's AD0 to AD7 and A8 to A15. So any random pins can be asked, and you are expected to explain those pins or give their 1-line or 2-line definition, whatever the actual length of the answer is. Okay. So that is regarding the pin diagram. Okay, so as I said, pin can be asked separately for 3 to 4 marks. I've mentioned it here as well. Addressing modes of 8085. 5 standard addressing modes. That is your implicit addressing mode, immediate addressing mode, direct addressing mode, then your registered indirect addressing mode. Okay, so always remember that these addressing modes, when they are asked, they can either be asked very specifically, that write any 3 addressing modes of 8085. So 3 addressing modes means 3 marks question, done. So what we are expected to write inside that, you define the addressing mode and take one example of any instruction. Implicit है या implied addressing mode है तो INR, then RAR, RLC, ये सारे जहाँ पे आपका ऑपरेंड जो है वो implicit रहता है, ठीक है, वो डिफॉल्ट कंसिडर होता है. तो ये सारे ऐसे इंस्ट्रक्शंस लेके आपको एक्सप्लेन करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, रजिस्टर एड्रेसिंग मोड में MOV A, B या B, C. So you are saying that the movement of information from one register to another register. So that also you have to take care in while writing the answer. Okay. Now we talk about the big internal block diagram. If you remember, you have for 8085. So again, not possible to ask all the components together. So what do? They ask individual blocks. They can ask you program counter, instruction decoder, and say control unit. Then they can ask you flags, instruction decoder हो गया, stack pointer. They can ask you flags, stack pointer, and accumulator. So ऐसे तीन तीन करके 3 marks के लिए कोई भी blocks पूछ सकते हैं, ठीक है? So 1 mark each. And for 4 marks also they can ask you that question. For they can ask you any 4 blocks. Explain those 4 blocks and know the requirement of the answer. Then see, I have written already over that they can be asked separately. For example, flag registers of 8085 can again be a separate question. So flag register of 8085 has standard 8, the size of the flag register is 8-bit. Okay, but there are only 5 active flags. So that is the first flag. You start with carry, then parity, auxiliary carry, 0 and sign. Now you have to remember this कि ये जो सीक्वेंस मैंने कहा ना, उसके बिट सीक्वेंस के हिसाब से कहा. आप रैंडमली कोई भी बिट पे कोई भी फ्लैग नहीं डाल सकते. दैट इज गोइंग टू डिडक्ट योर मार्क्स. सो रिमेंबर द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ 8085 फ्लैग रजिस्टर वेरी केयरफुली. हर एक बिट को लेबल करना है और हर एक बिट के अंदर जो फ्लैग लिखा है उसको भी एरो करके बाहर की तरफ लेबल करना है. डोंट फॉरगेट दैट. ठीक है. And if it is asked for 4 marks, no, then you will have to explain each and every flag. When it is 0, what happens? When it is 1, what happens? Okay, and explain with examples. So that will give you the benefit of getting good marks. Then, as I said, ALU, arithmetic logic unit, can be asked. Structure of ALU can be asked. So structure of ALU में क्या लिखोगे? ALU क्या है? It is connected to accumulator, flag register, temporary registers. ठीक है. सो ये आपको कनेक्शन दिखाना पड़ेगा ऑफकोर्स विद द डेटा बस. तो दैट कैन कम विद ALU. Then program counter, program counter stores the address of the next instruction to be executed. Stack pointer holds the current pointer to where a stack is pointed. Accumulator, it is used for storing. It can act as an operand as well as it stores the result of the operation. Okay, so ये ऐसे individually concepts पूछे जा सकते हैं 3 marks के लिए. Then finally we talk about interrupts. So interrupts में category है vectored and non-vectored interrupts, maskable, non-maskable interrupts. So again, 3 marks questions can be asked. They can ask you explain maskable and non-maskable interrupts. They can ask you define interrupts and explain maskable, non-maskable interrupts for 3 marks. So 1 mark each. They can even ask you define interrupts, explain vectored and non-vectored interrupts. So you know the meaning, right? You know that in the interrupts, if it is maskable, that means it is ignorable. If it is non-maskable, that means it cannot be ignored. Similarly, vectored and non-vectored interrupts में few interrupts they have their fixed vector addresses and few interrupts they do not have their fixed vector addresses. तो वो vector table draw करना पड़ेगा जिसमें addresses आप mention करते हैं. ठीक है, अगर आप vector addresses explain कर रहे हो. And interrupts की category भी 2 है, hardware as well as software. सो हार्डवेयर के कितने काउंट है? 5 हार्डवेयर इंटरप्ट्स है. सॉफ्टवेयर का कितना काउंट है? 8 काउंट है. 8. सो दैट इज RST0 to RST7. दिस इज ट्रैप, INTR, RST 7.5, 6.5 एंड 5.5. फिर और एक क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. दे कैन आस्क यू टू ड्रॉ द प्रायोरिटी डायग्राम. Priority diagram for interrupts. So the highest priority goes to trap because system failure, ठीक है, system power shutdown, sudden power shutdown, ये सारे trap ही detect करता है. So trap is your highest priority interrupt and INTR is the lowest priority. Okay, so ये जो priority diagram बनाना पड़ेगा वो भी पूछा जा सकता है interrupts point of view. Okay, so these are the concepts which you have from chapter 1. Don't forget, very very important, flag register 8085. Okay, and features of 8085, very very important. All the blocks which are there in the block diagram can be asked individually for 1 mark under 3 or 4 marks question. Okay, now you already know that when you are attempting MCQs also, they can be part of the MCQs as well, any of these. And MCQs, write the correct option and write the correct answer. Only the option, only the answer is not going to give you marks. Okay, the teacher will not give you full marks. Rather, she will not give you marks at all. Nothing is considered individually. Both together is considered. We come to chapter 2, very important chapter, very vast chapter, that is instruction set and programming of 8085. Very first topic that comes in this chapter is instruction cycle, machine cycle, T-state. So if they are asked for 3 marks, you are expected to write the definition plus the diagram. So don't say that, ma'am, such a big diagram. You have to draw the diagram even if they have not mentioned in the question. Okay, you have to show the proper labelings of what are T-states, what are machine cycles, and they all together make an instruction cycle. Okay, so 3 marks question, 1 mark each. Then instruction format, again 3 marks question. So you have to mention 1 byte, 2 byte and 3 byte. Give examples. 1 byte instruction means you don't have any operand, you just have the opcode. 2 byte means you have 1 opcode, 1 operand. 3 byte means you have 2 operands and 1 opcode. But यहाँ पे sequence अलग है. 3 byte में लिखते टाइम भी sequence अलग है. First byte is opcode. Second byte is the lower order byte of the address. एंड थर्ड बाइट इज द हायर ऑर्डर बाइट ऑफ द एड्रेस. ये याद रखना है सीक्वेंस. अगर इसमें गलती कर दी तो मार्क्स वहीं पे डिडक्ट हो जाएंगे. ठीक है, तो उसका डेफिनेशन प्लस डायग्राम एंड एग्जांपल. डायग्राम मींस यू रिमेंबर, इफ यू हैव द नोट्स देन you draw diagrams like this, 1 byte and you just show opcode. Then 2 byte ke liye you show 1 byte, first byte you can say, and second byte. So this is opcode. First byte is always opcode, remember that. And this is operand. Okay, and third byte again you show 3 blocks, first, second and third. So first byte, so you write opcode. Second byte, right? In second byte, write lower order byte of address. Address 8, you can say 16-bit address or data. Okay, and this is third byte is, higher order byte of 16-bit address or data. Just remember this. So this diagram I'm telling you to draw. Okay, so that is how you can get marks for this, along with the explanation, of course. Next is all the instructions which are there in your 8085 chapter. So know the category of the instructions. That is arithmetic instruction, data transfer instruction, logical instructions, then push and pop, that is stack operations instructions. Then you have conditional call, unconditional call, conditional return, unconditional return. Then you have something called as conditional jump, unconditional jump. You have the concept of subroutine when you are talking about these calling and jumping. Okay, so all these instructions are must. You have to study all of them. So I'll just show you one pattern what is required for writing an instruction. So before that, we'll just see, right, the T-states, machine cycles and number of bytes of every instruction. Then define, that is how the instruction is executed. Okay, कितने bytes का है, क्यों है, उसमें first byte क्या है, second byte क्या है, third byte क्या है, ये explain करना है. फिर वो कैसे काम करता है explain करना है, और एक example देके explain करना है. So I'll have one sample example for you. I'll show you that. So here you go. I've taken the sample example of MVI, move immediate instruction. So you can see मैंने पहले बताया कि 2 byte का instruction है और 8-bit data store कर सकता है. And then you can see मैंने उसको explain किया. Once it is explained, you can see the format I have written here. I'm writing the opcode, I'm writing the operand, I'm writing the byte, the machine cycle and the T-state. ठीक है? So opcodes में it is either MVI register or MVI memory. Again, M stands for memory pointed by HL register pair. Remember this. So you have to mention that over here. क्योंकि मैं shortcuts use कर रही हूँ. तो short forms use करके मुझे बताना पड़ेगा. RD means destination register. Then data means 8-bit immediate data. And M means memory location pointed by HL register pair contents. ठीक है? And here if you see, मैंने एक example लिया है. MVIB, 3CH. So I've written that stores 3CH into register B immediately. MVIM, 50H. So what have I written over here? I've written stores 50H. H stands for hexadecimal. So you can also call it as 50 hex. Okay. So if you say that it stores 50 hex into memory location which is pointed by HL register pair. So इतना सब लिखने के 1 mark मिलेगा. ठीक है, इसमें अगर कुछ भी स्किप कर दिया तो अकॉर्डिंगली मार्क्स डिडक्ट हो जाएंगे. तो डोंट फॉरगेट, मेंशन द बाइट्स, एक्सप्लेन द इंस्ट्रक्शन, गिव द फॉर्मेट, then give the in case you're using any shortcuts, give their full forms, and then give the example. That so this rule is to be followed for all the categories of instructions you have in the instruction set of 8085. Please students, don't forget that. Okay, so we go back here. So next you have certain categories of rotate instructions. Rotate accumulator left, rotate accumulator right, then rotate accumulator left with carry, rotate accumulator right with carry. So ये जो with and without carry के जो instructions है, तो आपको diagrammatically rotations बताना पड़ेगा. So you show the 8 bit and the carry bit, and in case it has full rotation, show full rotation. D0 D7 पे जाता है as well as carry पे जाता है, D7 D0 पे जाता है एज वेल एज कैरी पे जाता है. तो ये सारे रोटेशंस आपको डायग्रामेटिकली भी एक्सप्लेन करने पड़ेंगे. तो फॉर्मेट तो वो फॉलो करना ही है जो प्रीवियसली दिखाया था. ठीक है, नंबर ऑफ बाइट्स, explanation, and what do we say, number of bytes, explanation, then you give the table where the machine cycle, t states, everything is mentioned, opcodes and all, and you give example में rotational diagram करके explain करना है. ठीक है, then for SUB, that is sub instructions, so you remember sub instructions you have to perform one's complement and then two's complement. Okay, so you basically add accumulator is equal to accumulator plus the registers two's complement. तो टूस कॉम्प्लीमेंट डायरेक्टली तो निकलता नहीं है, आप पहले वंस कॉम्प्लीमेंट निकालेंगे फिर टूस कॉम्प्लीमेंट निकालेंगे. तो ये इंस्ट्रक्शन जब एक्सप्लेन करोगे तो केयरफुली वंस और टूस कॉम्प्लीमेंट सॉल्व करना है. अगर आपने टूस कॉम्प्लीमेंट गलत सॉल्व कर दिया तो सब्ट्रैक्शन का रिजल्ट भी गलत आएगा. ठीक है, सो डोंट फॉरगेट दैट, मेंशन ऑल दीज कॉम्प्लीमेंट दिस फॉर्मेट इन द एग्जाम्पल. ठीक है, एग्जाम्पल जब सॉल्व करोगे तो ये पूरा स्टेप बाय स्टेप सॉल्व करके दिखाना, केसेस 1 केस 2 केस 3 करके. So then that will help you to get good marks. Now, finally, very important from this, all the instructions, there are certain instructions called as INR, DCR, INX, DCX. So I have seen many a times when I'm correcting board papers, I have come across that students don't write one important word. That word is called as extended register. तो किसको कहा जाता है? तो INR और INX, DCR जो है, ये दोनों सिंपल इंक्रीमेंट और सिंपल डिक्रीमेंट वाले इंस्ट्रक्शंस है. ठीक है, बट INX और DCX जो है ये एक्सटेंशन वाले इंस्ट्रक्शंस है. दैट मीन्स आप पहले INR और DCR में सिर्फ 8 बिट तक का वैल्यू इंक्रीमेंट या डिक्रीमेंट कर सकते हो. ओके, ओनली 8 बिट्स. बट इफ यू वांट टू इंक्रीमेंट और डिक्रीमेंट 16 बिट्स और से सम रजिस्टर पेयर, तो क्या करोगे? तो रजिस्टर पेयर को इंक्रीमेंट या डिक्रीमेंट अगर करना है तो आपको INX एंड DCX की जरूरत पड़ेगी. तो INX stands for extended increment, DCX, X stands for extended decrement, and X indicates it is register pair. Any instruction with X will indicate it is register pair, in working with register pair and not a single register. General purpose registers भी याद रखते हैं चैप्टर 1 में कि कौन से जनरल पर्पस रजिस्टर्स है, कितना काउंट है. ठीक है, देन B, C, D, E, H, L and accumulator. ठीक है, apart from this, if you want to use them in pair, how will you use them in pair? So there are standard valid pairs B, C, D, E, H, L. You cannot randomly compare anybody. ठीक है, आपने H, E कर ले लिया, D, L ले लिया, I will not, the examiner will not give you marks because they have the standard policy of the pairs. Okay, so that is about your keyword. Don't forget extended increment and extended decrement in the answer. And these increment register pair, these increment single 8-bit registers. Next is when you are writing instructions about say CMP or CPI, that is compare instructions. So CMP is compare the accumulator with register or memory. CPI is compare accumulator with immediate data. So write down all the three comparison. That is accumulator is less than register or memory, accumulator is greater than register or memory, and accumulator is equal to register or memory. ये तीनों comparison लिखने हैं, इनका example भी mention करना है. That is how you can get marks. Okay, so 3 marks can be CMP instruction individually अगर पूछा तो एक comparison का एक mark भी मिल सकता है. ठीक है, so don't forget again the same pattern. Give the number of bytes, give the format of T states, machine cycles, explain the instructions with the 3 rules, standard rules to be followed, and give one sample example. Okay, so that is how you can get 3 marks or 4 marks for that instruction. Next is you have one very important instruction called as DAA, that is Decimal Adjust Accumulator. तो आपको ये याद होगा कि आप जब BCD नंबर्स का एडिशन करते हो तो BCD नंबर्स के एडिशन करते टाइम क्या होता है कि एक जो आउटपुट है वो स्टैंडर्ड BCD आउटपुट नहीं आता है, तो आपको उसको एडजस्ट करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि आप जब सपोज BCD 12+12 कर रहे हो तो आपको एक आंसर आएगा। अभी वो आंसर जब उसका बाइनरी एडिशन करोगे तब मैच नहीं होता है कभी कभी, तो उसको एडजस्ट करना पड़ेगा। सो फॉर एडजस्टिंग दैट यू हैव दिस इंस्ट्रक्शन DAA. So you remember in the accumulator when the result is generated, so you know the upper 4 bits and the lower 4 bits, the higher byte and the lower byte. So always remember, if your higher byte is greater than 09 or 9, then you will add 60. If your lower nibble, it is called as upper nibble and lower nibble. If your lower nibble is greater than 9, then you will add 06. And if your both upper as well as lower nibbles are greater than 9, then you will add 66. ठीक है, तो अगर सपोज मेरे एक्यूमुलेटर में रिजल्ट आया है D7, ठीक है, तो दिस अपर निबल इज ग्रेटर देन 9, तो आई विल ऐड 60. फिर अगर आंसर आया था 7D, तो लोअर निबल इज ग्रेटर देन 9, तो आई विल ऐड 06. और आंसर आया था DD, तो दोनों में 66 ऐड करना है, ठीक है, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट. So that is the ideal rule you have for your decimal adjust accumulator. Okay, don't forget. Then you have to of course give examples also for that instruction. You know, conditional and unconditional call आता है. So call on carry, call on parity, call on even parity, then negative minus parity. Sorry, odd parity, call on positive, call on negative, that is minus results. ओके, सो ये सारे कंडीशनल कॉलिंग है. अनकंडीशनल में सीधा विदाउट एनी कंडीशंस कॉल होगा. तो ये ऐसा एक्सप्लेन कंडीशनल एंड अनकंडीशनल कॉल इंस्ट्रक्शंस, ये पूछा जा सकता है 3 मार्क्स के लिए या 4 मार्क्स के लिए. सो अकॉर्डिंगली हाफ मार्क या 1 मार्क विल बी डिवाइडेड. देन सिमिलरली कंडीशनल एंड अनकंडीशनल रिटर्न भी पूछा जा सकता है. सो कंडीशनल एंड अनकंडीशनल रिटर्न्स पूछने के लिए क्या होता है कि अगेन 3 मार्क्स और 4 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. एंड रिमेंबर अगेन रिटर्न ऑन 0, रिटर्न ऑन कैरी. सिमिलरली आपके जंप इंस्ट्रक्शंस है, कंडीशनल एंड अनकंडीशनल जंप ऑन कैरी, जंप ऑन नो कैरी, जो आप प्रोग्राम्स में भी यूज करते रहेंगे असेंबली लैंग्वेज के. सो जंप ऑन कैरी, जंप ऑन नो कैरी, जंप ऑन 0, जंप ऑन ऑड पैरिटी, जंप ऑन इवन पैरिटी एंड सो ऑन. ठीक है, तो ये सारे इंस्ट्रक्शंस पूछे जा सकते हैं अगेन फॉर 3 और 4 मार्क्स. एंड यहाँ पे किसी को अगर डाउट होगा कि मैंने ये 6 क्यों ऐड किया है, तो इसका एक स्टैंडर्ड फंक्शन है कि BCD नंबर है, 0 to 9 का रेंज है. आपको रिजल्ट यहाँ पे हेक्साडेसिमल में आ रहा है ना, तो A to F कितने अल्फाबेट्स हो गए, 6, इसीलिए 6 का फॉर्मेट यूज किया जाता है यहाँ पे, क्योंकि हमको उसको BCD में एडजस्ट करना है. ठीक है, सो दैट इज व्हाई आई हैव यूज्ड दिस 6 ओवर हियर. देन lastly you have the stack operations in your C++. Stack operations in your 8085 microprocessor. So your stack operations like push and pop, ये दोनों instructions है. तो push itself is an instruction. So वो instruction तो stack में एक चीज हमेशा याद रखनी है कि stack सबसे पहले तो एक decrement होता है, ठीक है, फिर आप आपका जो भी ऑपरेशन है वो स्टार्ट करते हो. रिवर्स ऑर्डर में जाता है स्टैक, इतना याद रखना है, कभी वो फॉरवर्ड नहीं जाता है, रिवर्स में जाता है. सो सबसे पहले तो आप एक स्टेप डिक्रीमेंट करोगे और फिर पुश करना स्टार्ट करोगे. और पॉप करते टाइम डिक्रीमेंट करने की जरूरत नहीं है, 1 by 1 सब पॉप कर दिया. अगर सारा का सारा स्टैक खाली कर दिया तो वापस एक डिक्रीमेंट करके ओरिजिनल पोजीशन पे लेके आना है. ये एक डिक्रीमेंट करने का रीजन ये है कि कभी कभी सब रूटीन्स जो है, जो किसी और का एड्रेस स्टोर करके रखती है अपने पास, ठीक है, तो वो आपके स्टैक में स्टोर किया रहेगा. क्योंकि सब रूटीन जब कॉल होता है तो क्या होता है कि एक प्रोग्राम से दूसरे प्रोग्राम पे जंप कर रहे हो, तो जहां पे स्टॉप किया था वो कहीं पे सेव करके रखते हो, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं किसी स्टैक में ही सेव होता है, तो वो ओवरराइट ना हो जाए, इसीलिए एक डिक्रीमेंट करना जरूरी है. सो ये कॉन्सेप्ट, ये इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है आंसर लिखते टाइम. अगर आपने मेंशन नहीं किया सो एग्जामिनर कैन डिडक्ट योर मार्क्स. Okay, so don't forget that stack, push and pop operations. Then you even have sim and rim instructions in your chapter 2. So that is set, interrupt, mask and read, interrupt, mask. So you know you have the diagram for sim and rim. Draw the diagram, show their masking status and pending statuses as well, and explain each and every pin individually. So that can come for 4 marks, 2 marks each. Okay, so That is all about your chapter 2 instruction set of 8085. You remember this? Just have a look once again what is the actual requirement of every instruction you write in the exam, so that you can get 1 mark. Don't skip anything. Next, we come to the Intel x86 family. Again, this is also a microprocessor. It's not a microcontroller. Okay. So here in this chapter, major concepts are about the features of all the categories of processors they have said. So you have features of Intel 8086, which is similar to 8088. Now remember, 86 and 88 both are same in their internal architecture. Okay, only difference you can find them in the external architecture, but their internal architectures are same. So 8086 and 88 share the same features. So at least 6 points are required for 3 marks. Then 80286, again 6 points required for 3 marks. 386, 6 points required for 3 marks. 486, 6 points required for 3 marks. Pentium processor, 6 points requires for 3 marks. Now, if they ask it comparisons, that means you need to compare them. So that time again, 6 points are required for 3 marks. Now, if they are asked in groups that explain 286 and Pentium processor features, so then you have to deal that 3 points and 3 points, so 1.5 mark, 1.5 mark each. Okay. They can be precise. They can tell you write 3 points for 80286 and Pentium processor, write 3 points for 8086 and 80486 and so on. ठीक है. So यहाँ पे major सारे features है आपके chapter में. Apart from this, उसका एक architecture था. तो architecture अगर आपको याद होगा तो उसमें 2 blocks थे. एक था execution unit, एक था bus interface unit. तो बेसिकली 8086 का आर्किटेक्चर थोड़ा फास्ट क्यों है 8085 से, क्योंकि ये जो बस यूनिट है ना, जो 8085 में क्या होता था, बस 8085 एक स्टैंडर्ड 3 स्ट्रक्चर पे चलता है, फेच, डिकोड एंड एग्जीक्यूट. यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, वहां पे क्या होता था कि आप फेच करके दे दिया बस ने, ठीक है, और फिर बस बैठी हुई है कि भाई अभी तुमको नेक्स्ट क्या फेच करना है बताओ, फिर मैं फेच करके दे दूंगा. बट अभी जब तक वो एग्जीक्यूशन में है बस आइडल बैठी है, एंड दैट्स वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम ऑफ द सिस्टम. ओके, एंड द कंपोनेंट्स. तो हियर you overcome that. While the bus is busy fetching and giving to the processor is busy executing. So none of them are sitting idle. So this concept you will have to explain in theory and mention the units called as execution unit and bus interface unit. Please don't forget that. Okay, and you have to draw the block diagram. Overall 4 marks question, block diagram 1 mark. Then explanation of the keywords, the requirement of the keyword EU, BIU, that is execution unit, bus interface unit. 1 mark for that, and remaining goes for the theory you explain. ओके, सो ड्रॉबैक बताना मत भूलना. कभी भी आंसर लिखोगे ना 8086 के आर्किटेक्चर का, 8085 का जो ड्रॉबैक था, क्या ड्रॉबैक था कि बस वो सिटिंग आइडल, वो यहाँ पे ओवरकम हो रहा है. दैट इज वेयर यू विल गेट मार्क्स. ओके, सो डोंट फॉरगेट दैट. Then programming model of 8086. So you know there were general purpose registers. तो वहां पे higher and lower दोनों आते, AH, BX, CX, DX. Then वहां पे X means AX बोला तो AH and AL. Then if you say BX, then it is BH and BI, higher and lower. Okay, so don't forget that both of them are there. Next, we talk about apart from this, what will all you have in the programming model? You have index registers, source index, destination index. Okay, so all those registers individually also can be asked, or in the group can be asked for 1 mark. So that is how for 3 marks or 4 marks they can be occupied. Okay, and don't forget the programming model, your 16-bit programming model of 8086. Then comparison. So as I said, any processor can be asked for comparison. So 86 can be asked to be compared with 85 as well. 6 points required. 80286 can be asked to compare with 386 or 486 or 86. Then 386 with 486 or Pentium. Anything. So any comparison can be asked, but don't forget you have to at least write 6 points for the comparison. If they have specified write 3 points, then write 3 to 4 points. Okay. And finally, very, very important, just like 8085, there is a flag register in 8086 as well. Now, 8086 flag register consists of how many flags? Then there are total 9 flags. And out of these 9 flags, 5 flags are common from 8085. So you have parity, then you have auxiliary carry, then you have, carry, parity, auxiliary carry, 0 and sign. After this, you have more 4 flags, that is trap, then you have interrupt, you have your direction flag and you have a overflow flag. ठीक है, वो साइंड एंड अनसाइंड इंटीजर्स का जब रिजल्ट आता है तो वो ओवरफ्लो हो रहा है कि नहीं, एक लिमिट वो चेक करने के लिए। तो ये 4 फ्लैग्स एडिशनल है। सो काउंट जो है ये एमसीक्यूज में भी पूछा जा सकता है। तो 8086 9 एक्टिव फ्लैग्स, 8085 5 एक्टिव फ्लैग्स, साइज ऑफ 8086 फ्लैग रजिस्टर 16 बिट, ठीक है, दैट इज 0 to 15। Size of 8085 flag register is 8 bit, that is 0 to 7. Don't forget this. Okay, so you have to draw the diagram and explain all the flags in detail if asked in the exam for 3 to 4 marks. Okay, so that is the chapter 3 of CS2. Next we see the chapter 4 of microcontroller. So this is a very small chapter, and what kind of concepts can be asked from this chapter? So definition of what is a microcontroller. Okay, why do we call it as a microcontroller? Because in controller you have everything on chip, that is the memory and everything is on the chip, but processor everything is out of the chip. That means they have everything as external. The memory is available externally, it has to be connected to the system. Okay, so that is one you can say a comparison for your 8085 microprocessor and the 8051 microcontroller. ठीक है, so definition पूछा जा सकता है, advantages, disadvantages. So this entire can be a single question for 3 marks. You define microcontroller for 1 mark. Advantages and disadvantages can be asked. So two advantages and disadvantages for 2 marks, half mark each. Okay, so then next, applications of microcontroller. They are used in robotics, they are used in toys for the kids, where the toys, the toys keep rotating and jumping and running. So all those actuating arms and all, there these microcontrollers can be used. So you give the applications thoroughly. 3 marks questions, so at least 6 applications you'll have to write. Okay, features of 8051 microcontroller: define the data bus size, the address bus size, then the types of the memory size, that is the program memory has different size, data memory has different size. Something is internal, 4 KB internal, 60 KB external. If it is connected to ground pin, then it will not use the internal 4 KB, and so on. So all these features you will have to mention in the addressing modes, that is minimum and maximum addressing modes and all. You'll have to mention in the features of 8051 microcontroller. Again, for 6 points are required for 3 marks. Okay, then the most important thing you have, see, if they ask you, if we talk about the big block diagram which is there, so it's not asked in recent years, but they can ask you few concepts from that, that is, say, registers. So registers of 8051 microcontroller are basically in the form of register banks. So you have 4 register banks. Each bank individually has 8 registers. So R0, 1, 2 and 3. R0, R1, R2, R3. So there are 4 register banks. Each bank individually has R0 to R7 registers. And at a time only one bank is going to be active. Remember this. So you can mention all these points over there. Apart from this, कितने ports है for serial input output communication? तो 4 ports है, P0, P1, P2, P3. They are basically used for serial input output communication with the peripherals of the system. Okay, so that is called a port latch and port drive. ठीक है, so ये सारे concepts वहां पे आप ले सकते हो. फिर कुछ interrupts है, like serial communication, parallel communication, timer mode, ये serial mode, parallel mode, ये सारे kind of modes of operations and you can say interrupts available है. ये individually पूछे जा सकते हैं specifically. ठीक है, so that is about the architecture. Finally we come to the main point, that is the memory register map. So this memory register map of 8051 has the diagram. जहां पे आप प्रोग्राम मेमोरी अलग दिखाते हो, डेटा मेमोरी अलग दिखाते हो. You know what resides in program memory, your RAM or ROM, and your data memory, what resides in your data memory. Now, once you define what resides in individual memories, you have to say that उनका साइज कितना है. तो इंटरनल तो 4 KB है, एक्स्ट्रा रिक्वायरमेंट आ गई तो आपको बताना है कि द एक्स्ट्रा रिक्वायरमेंट गोज अप टू 60 KB. फिर उसमें भी डेटा मेमोरी की जब बात करेंगे तो कुछ साइज है, दैट इज 128 बाइट्स, दैट इज स्टोर्ड फॉर व्हाट्स, दैट इज स्टोर्ड फॉर योर जनरल पर्पस रजिस्टर्स. देन देयर आर टोटल 22 स्पेशल फंक्शन रजिस्टर्स. तो आप अगर डायग्राम ध्यान से देखोगे तो डायग्राम में कुछ मेमोरी का एक रेंज भी दिया गया है, तो वो रेंज भी इंपॉर्टेंट है, आप उसको स्किप नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है, व्हाइल करेक्टिंग द पेपर्स वी इवन चेक वेदर द रेंज, क्योंकि हर एक स्पेशल फंक्शन रजिस्टर्स है अगर 22, तो उनका रेंज, मेमोरी रेंज जो है जहां से वो स्टार्ट होते हैं और एंड होते हैं वो बराबर दिया है कि नहीं, 4 KB का इंटरनल रैम है या रोम है तो उसका जो भी आपका डायग्राम में मेमोरी एड्रेस है वो बराबर दिया है कि नहीं, एवरीथिंग वी चेक. Okay, your RAM is in data and your ROM is in program. So this difference you'll have to keep in mind. Next is, so that all these concepts come together for register map, 3 marks question. All the points what I said are required for the answer. Okay, and last is comparison of 5.1 processor controller. तो आप डेटा बस कंपेयर कर दो, एड्रेस बस कंपेयर कर दो, उनके ऑपरेटिंग मोड्स कंपेयर कर दो, फिर आप उनके एप्लीकेशंस कंपेयर कर दो, देन आप उनके फ्लैग्स भी कंपेयर कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, सो यहाँ पे 6 फ्लैग्स है 8051 कंट्रोलर में, वहां पे 5 फ्लैग्स है. Okay, 6 to 9 flags in 8051 microcontroller and so on. So you can use these certain factors and make the comparison. At least 6 points of comparisons are required for 3 marks. If it is 4 marks, then the points should go up to 8. Okay, if not specified over there. If they are specific, that give any 3 or any 2, so give 1, 2 extra with what they have asked for. Okay, so that is from chapter 4. Next we come to chapter 5. That's the last chapter for your CS2. Here, if you see networking technology, so this is quite different from what we do in the first 3-4 chapters. Okay, now here in this chapter, there are certain terminologies. So that is, you define a network. What is a network? So they can ask you, define network and explain the types of network. So types of network communication, that is LAN, MAN, WAN. So they can ask you that define network and give the network types of network communication. 3 marks question or 4 marks. तो 1 मार्क जाएगा डेफिनेशन का और लैन, मैन एंड वैन का इंडिविजुअल 1-1 मार्क. What are you expected to write under LAN, MAN and WAN? So remember, for LAN, you will have to write the full form, local area network, first thing. Second, you are expected to draw the diagram where you show the LAN connections. Third, you are expected to explain. So you explain that how is the LAN connected? It connects to small school, building, colleges, universities, organizations, say 100 to 1000 PCs of capacity, not more than that. Then communication, you can say the collection of the systems in the network of LAN are comparatively small. Okay, quite compact network. So to elaborate it, we have the MAN network. So again, metropolitan area network covers the entire city boundary. You can take example of your TV towers, how the satellite communication sends TV signals to your set-top box. Okay, then you can give the advantages and disadvantages, 2 advantages as well. 2 advantages at least you write for all of these 3 communications as well as disadvantage. And lastly, we come to WAN network, that is wide area network. You give the full form. Then you say that it covers the entire global or geographical area of the network. So if you can give example of your mobile network, so from 5G international roaming, you go to 5G international roaming if you're moving out of India. Okay, so that is how you can give the examples for the communication. So you can be graded accordingly. Topology is very important. Define what is a topology. It gives a structure to the network. So that's your topology. 3 standard basic types of topology: star, ring, and bus. You have to draw diagrams and explain the diagram and the concept of that topology with the help of the diagram. Because this you cannot simply explain it with definition. You have to draw a diagram. You draw the diagram, you show the working pattern of bus topology. So that's the backbone. You tell that the bus is the backbone. These are the keywords I'm telling you. Ring topology है तो यहाँ पे याद रखना कि clockwise में ही send होता है, anti clockwise send नहीं होता है. Then star topology है, centralized server अगर down हो गया तो पूरा system या network down हो जाएगा. तो ये सारी चीजें हम देखेंगे while correcting the paper. So that is why all these are required in your answer while writing the answer. ठीक है? Next is transmission media characteristics. So cost of media, implementation cost, bandwidth, that is channel bandwidth, band usage, then attenuation and EMI, that is electromagnetic interference. हो गए 6 पॉइंट. 3 मार्क का क्वेश्चन है, 6 पॉइंट लिखने. ठीक है, हर एक पॉइंट को इंडिविजुअली एक्सप्लेन करना है. Then comes multiplexing. ये बहुत रेयर क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है, but you cannot predict since it's a board exam. Multiplexing, space, time and frequency. तीनों मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग पूछ सकते हैं विद डायग्राम. सो यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन ऑल द 3 फ्रीक्वेंसीज ऑफ योर मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग, space, time and frequency division, and along with their diagrams you'll have to explain. फिर ट्रांसमिशन मीडिया में 2 कैटेगरीज आती है, गाइडेड एंड अनगाइडेड. सो गाइडेड मीन्स बाउंडेड मीडिया, ठीक है, where you use the physical cables, so that's twisted pair, coaxial and fiber optic. And unguided means where you use satellite, microwave, radio wave signals. ठीक है, so ये दोनों कैटेगरीज एक्सप्लेन करने पूछ सकते हैं 3 मार्क के लिए, तो आपको इंडिविजुअली दोनों एक्सप्लेन करना है. अगर उनको दे कैन इवन कम अप टू क्वेश्चंस लाइक एक्सप्लेन ट्विस्टेड पेयर एंड फाइबर ऑप्टिक केबल विद एग्जाम्पल. So 3 marks question, 1.5 mark, 1.5 mark each. There also was a question where they asked explain fiber optics communication with example. So if you know twisted pair cable के types भी है, shielded and unshielded. Explain them as well. ठीक है, the area it covers and where it is implemented, what are the advantages, draw the diagram of a twisted, you show the twisting of the wires. So cross talk जो होता है problem वो overcome हो जाता है twisted pair में. फिर कोएक्सियल केबल का भी एक डायग्राम है, आउटर जैकेट है, फिर एक यू हैव द एल्यूमिनियम शीट एंड देन यू हैव द इंसुलेटर एंड देन द कॉपर वायर. सो ये सारे डायग्राम्स आपको दिखाने पड़ेंगे कोएक्सियल में. अगेन show the area it can cover and you know the implementation cost, advantages, disadvantages. Fiber optic communication में ना fiber optic cables का एक you have one exam that's a light that is a pipe, it is also called as a light pipe or light guide. Okay, and inside the pipe you show the zigzag pattern. The light does not move in a straight format, it moves in a zigzag pattern. Now when it is moving in the zigzag pattern, it can get absorbed internally and that absorption can lead to loss of data. So ये ऐसे explain करना है fiber optic cables आपको, ठीक है, with the help of diagrams. So तीनों में diagrams important है, तीनों के comparison भी पूछे जा सकते हैं. तो 3 मार्क का कंपैरिजन तो एटलीस्ट 6 पॉइंट्स तो लिखने पड़ेंगे आपको, ठीक है. सो दैट इज हाउ यू कैन गिव द मार्क्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन स्कीम फॉर योर बाउंडेड मीडिया, ट्रांसमिशन मीडिया. नेक्स्ट इज आई हैव एन अनबाउंडेड ट्रांसमिशन मीडिया. सो अनबाउंडेड में मैंने कहा पैकेट रेडियो, माइक्रोवेव, रेडियो वेव सिग्नल्स, सैटेलाइट सिग्नल्स, ये सारे आते हैं. तो अगेन इनको इंडिविजुअली आपको डायग्राम के साथ एक्सप्लेन करना पड़ेगा. Okay, so you have to again mention the advantages and disadvantages. So explain diagram, advantage, disadvantage. That is how you can get 1.5 mark or entire 3 marks for that question. Next, we come to network connectivity. So you've decided LAN WAN network, then you have the topologies, then you know what kind of transmission media you require, and now you know you need to set up the network which will help you to connect with other networks on the internet. So that is hub, modem, router and repeater. तो hub में क्या करना है उसका explanation देना है. सबसे पहले ये hub क्या करता है, then उसके types है active, passive, intelligent, तीनों लिखने जरूरी है, ठीक है. And then you give the uses, where is this hub implemented. Then modem में you take the diagram because it is called as a modulator and demodulator. Okay, it converts the analog to digital, digital to analog. So you will require the diagram. So you write down modem and draw the diagram and show the conversion like modulation of signals and explain that. Okay, and then of course the uses. So modem is using internet via the telephone line. Remember this. तो ये basic important use लिखना भूलना मत, marks मिल सकते हैं. Then repeaters, as the name says, it keeps on repeating the signals. So you take a small scenario where you have say 2 villages connected with each other and or communication towers for connecting people from one village to another village. So they have repeaters installed after every you can say space division so that the signal is repeated again and again. So even if it gets distorted or destroyed or attenuated, that is weak, then it can come back to its original form. ये चीज ना आपके सैटेलाइट में भी होती है. सैटेलाइट में भी आपका ये सारा जो भी सिग्नल्स आपके वहां से जा रहा है सैटेलाइट कम्युनिकेशन में, सो इट इज फॉर्मिंग अपलिंक फ्रीक्वेंसी. दैट अपलिंक फ्रीक्वेंसी इज रिसीव्ड, प्रोसेस्ड. तो जब रिसीव होती है तो बहुत वीक हो चुका रहता है, तो उसको वापस ओरिजिनल फॉर्म में लाता है और प्रोसेस करके नीचे भेजता है. सो दैट्स कॉल्ड एज डाउनलिंक फ्रीक्वेंसी. सो ये सारे कॉन्सेप्ट्स याद रखिए प्लीज. देन वी टॉक अबाउट राउटर. तो राउटर का एज द नेम सेज रूट, दैट मीन्स राउटर क्या करता है, कनेक्ट तो करके देगा बट वो बेस्ट पॉसिबल रूट भी बताएगा डेस्टिनेशन तक. तो वो एक राउटिंग टेबल मेंटेन करता है. ये कीवर्ड याद रखना है, राउटिंग टेबल. सो राउटिंग टेबल विल हेल्प यू टू सी, इट विल कीप द रिकॉर्ड ऑफ डेस्टिनेशन फ्रॉम योर टर्मिनल to the networks available. So Google Maps जैसे करता है, shortest path, it shows you the shortest path. Okay, possible सारे paths बताता है, आप वही पिक करते हो जो आपको लगता है जल्दी पहुंचाएगा. सो राउटर वही काम करता है इंटरनेट में. ओके, ऑन द नेटवर्क लेवल. सो उसका डायग्राम ड्रॉ करना है, एक्सप्लेनेशन देना है और यूजेस देना. Next, you have two kinds of architectures, Ethernet and token ring. So this token ring architecture is very much similar to your ring topology. ठीक है, पर यहाँ पे क्या है, एक टोकन रहता है जो जनरेट किया जाता है, एंड दैट टोकन इज सेंट और गिवन फॉर सर्टेन पीरियड ऑफ टाइम टू ऑल द नोड्स, ऑफ कोर्स इन क्लॉकवाइज पैटर्न. तो हर एक नोड वो टोकन रखेगा, अगर उसको कुछ काम है आगे किसी को के साथ कम्युनिकेट करना है तो वो टोकन यूज करके उसको कम्युनिकेट करेगा. टोकन नहीं चाहिए तो रिलीज करके दूसरे नोड को दे देगा. सो दैट इज हाउ यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन अगेन विद डायग्राम. एक्सप्लेन विद डायग्राम. Ethernet में you give the standard Ethernet example that is 10 base 5. 10 is nothing but your base, you decide that whether you have a thick net, coaxial or what. 10 is the, you can say, speed 10 Mbps, and 5 is the meters, 5 meters, 2 meters and so on. So ये सारे उसके Ethernet के standards है, वो 2-3 example में दे दो and explain the Ethernet architecture. Lastly, we come to the protocols you have. So protocols of network topology, you have, in the network chapter, you define what is a protocol. Set of rules and regulations to be followed in order to use the internet. So this is to be done by every node. You are also following protocol. I am also following protocol. My browser is following all the protocols. Your browser is following protocols. So you define protocols in detail. Then they can ask you to give the structure of a packet. तो पैकेट में क्या रहता है, पैकेट में हेडर इंफॉर्मेशन रहती है, ठीक है, देन आपका जो भी डेटा है वो रहेगा, एंड लास्टली ट्रेलर रहता है. तो हेडर में क्या रहता है, सोर्स और सोर्स की सब डिटेल्स रहती है कि उसका आईपी क्या था, मैक क्या था, एक्सेट्रा, ठीक है, और डेस्टिनेशन कहाँ जाना है, किसके पास पहुंचना है, वो सब डिटेल्स रहती है. फिर डेटा मीन्स द एक्चुअल डेटा यूर सेंडिंग. मैंने किसी को हाई मैसेज भेज दिया तो वो जो हाई था वो मेरे डेटा में एनक्रिप्टेड था, ठीक है, कोई रीड नहीं कर सकता. और ट्रेलर में क्या रहता है, कहीं ना कहीं पैकेट लॉस हो गया, या कहीं ना कहीं पैकेट ड्यू टू सिग्नल प्रॉब्लम थोड़ा वीक हो गया, या डेटा लॉस हो गया, तो रिकवर करना है डेटा, तो रिकवर करने के लिए ट्रेलर हेल्प करेगा. सो ये पैकेट का स्ट्रक्चर भी पूछा जा सकता है 3 मार्क के लिए, क्योंकि 3 पॉइंट्स है इसके अंदर, ठीक है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, ट्रांसमिशन कंट्रोल प्रोटोकॉल क्या करता है, ट्रांसमिशन करता है डेटा का, तो उसके लिए उसको आईपी एड्रेस लगता है, दैट इज इंटरनेट एड्रेस, ठीक है, आईपी एड्रेस, मैक एड्रेस, ये सारी चीजें लगती है क्योंकि वो ट्रांसमिशन कर रहा है डेटा का, ठीक है. एंड आईपी प्रोटोकॉल नथिंग बट इट हेल्प्स यू टू फाइंड द बेस्ट पॉसिबल वे, इंटरनेट प्रोटोकॉल. तो ये दोनों प्रोटोकॉल्स पूछे जा सकते हैं 3 मार्क्स के लिए, 1.5 मार्क, 1.5 मार्क ईच. इंडिविजुअली पूछे गए तो 3 मार्क्स ईच, ओके. और दे कैन इवन बी आस्क्ड फॉर 4 मार्क्स, 2 मार्क्स ईच. So that time, whenever you are defining TCP or IP, don't forget to define protocol. Even if it is not the part of the question, but please don't forget that you have to define that this is protocol and this is what it means, and then you start with transmission control, internet protocol, and so on. Is that clear? And lastly, you have your access mechanism methods. That is 3 standard access mechanism methods. Okay, contention, polling, and token passing. So you remember that these 3 access mechanisms can be asked for 3 marks, or they can be asked in group of 2 for 3 marks. So 1.5 mark each, 1.5 mark each. कंटेंशन में कैरियर सेंसिंग, कैरियर डिटेक्टिंग लिखना भूलना नहीं है. ये दोनों कीवर्ड्स है जिसके बेसिस पे ही आंसर को मार्क्स मिलेंगे. तो ऐसा नहीं रहता है कि आपने सिर्फ कैरियर सेंसिंग डिटेक्टिंग लिख लिया, मार्क्स मिल गए. ऑफ कोर्स एक्सप्लेनेशन भी करेक्ट होना चाहिए, देन ओनली यू गेट मार्क्स. इज दैट क्लियर? सो दैट इज ऑल अबाउट चैप्टर 5. So I have one sample paper for 2025 and I want to discuss that with you. So let's do that. So you already know that you have to write the question. Your question paper, your MCQs are to be solved in the format of you solve the correct option with the correct answer. Don't forget that. So here, your question number 1A. So here you solve the correct, you write the correct option, write the correct answer. So let's see, the arithmetic instruction which affects only the carry flag is called your DAD. That is DAD instruction, or we also call as double add instruction. Okay. Next is dash is not a vector interrupt. So INTR is not a vector interrupt. Next, in 8051, size of internal ROM is, so you know program memory, data memory. So internal ROM is of 4 KB, but you can extend it up to 60 KB. ठीक है, overall making it of 64 KB. So see, you can see यहाँ पे उसने chapter 1, 2, 3 सारे chapters में से MCQs point of view से questions उठाए हैं. So it's not that only theory can come from these chapters. Question chapter 5 MCQ. They are asking that the conversion from digital to analog and analog to digital is done by modem, modulator and demodulator. We just discussed that. Okay. Now question 1b, what is microprocessor? Give at least two examples of 8 bits and 16 bits. So you'll have to define what is a microprocessor. So that comes for say 1 mark because it is a 3 marks question, attempt any 2. So 1 mark for what is a microprocessor. 1 mark you will get for, because they have asked you to give at least 2 examples. No, तो half mark करके 1 mark जाएगा 8 bit का microprocessor and half mark करके 1 mark जाएगा 16 bit का microprocessor. Next is explain direct and immediate addressing mode of 8085 with example. So direct addressing mode and immediate addressing mode, I told you addressing modes को सीधा explain नहीं करना है, आप उसको explain करेंगे, example को भी देंगे, explain करेंगे, and that is how you will tell that how these modes operate. So here they are very specific about addressing modes. कौन सा explain करना है, तो वो दो पूछे हैं, वो दो ही explain करना है. 1.5 mark, 1.5 mark each. Next is, see, I just discussed this with you. Explain contention and token passing access method. So I told you, either they are asked individually or together. So contention पूछा और token passing पूछा है. So explain them individually, half, 1.5 mark के लिए. Now question number 2A, attempt any 2. The question is for 6 marks. Explain organization of ALU with simple block diagram. So I told you while discussing ALU that ALU is connected to flags, temporary registers and accumulator. तो ये उसका एक diagram है. ये diagram draw करके उसको explain कर. ठीक है? Next is, so that is how you get 3 marks. So 1 mark will be for the diagram, remaining 2 marks for the explanation. Next, explain the following instructions of 8085 microprocessor. So can you see, it's not possible to cover the entire chapter together. So they are taking bit by bit. So they are taking instructions here. There are 3 instructions. LDAXD, then exchange and RAR. XCHG is exchange, okay? And RAR में वो बता भी रहे हैं कि carry को 0 consider करो. तो कितना सिंप्लीफाई करके दे दिया उन्होंने. यहाँ पे भी उन्होंने बता दिया कि D रजिस्टर यूज करना है, DE रजिस्टर पेयर, क्योंकि LDAX है. ठीक है. So you know the pattern I showed you the screen where I had taken the example of MBI. क्या क्या requirement रहता है हर एक instruction का. तो please follow that. Next is define network topology. Define the topology. Explain bus and ring. So 1 mark for network topology, 1 mark for bus and 1 mark for ring. You know you have to draw the diagram and explain the diagram in bus and ring topology. Is that clear? Okay. Now next we see question 2B. Explain the following registers in 8085 microcontroller. So what are the following registers in 8085 microcontroller? First is accumulator. So 8-bit accumulator. Then program counter, you know, again program counter is 16-bit. Then decoder means instruction decoder. तो यहाँ पे उन्होंने अगर specify नहीं किया है, so maybe they will give you marks for that. So you have to attempt that as well. Next is GP, general purpose register. So I told you, the one which I use for general purpose, B, C, D, E, H, L and A, accumulator. Okay. Then, and all of them have the sizes 8-bit. Don't forget to mention that as well. So 1 mark each. 4 mark का question है, attempt any one है. 1 mark का तीनों में, चारों में से चारों attempt करना है. Then explain the advantages of the following features of your Pentium processor. So dual pipelining, on-chip cache, branch prediction and 64-bit data bus. ये आपका advanced, आपकी जो features मैंने कहे थे Pentium processor के, उसमें ये 4 standard advanced point में आते हैं. ठीक है. तो इसको theory point of view में पूछा गया है 1 mark के लिए. So either you attempt this or you attempt this. Okay. For 4 marks. Next question is question 3A, that is attempt any 2. What are the primary functions of a microprocessor? Write any 3. So processor का primary function क्या रहता है? Fetch, decode and execute. That is what the standard function of a processor is. So you write that and you can get 1 mark for each. Then see here they have taken the pins. I told you they can take the pins for pin diagram from the pin diagram. So the question is, explain the functions of following pins of 8085 microprocessor. And they have mentioned IO/M bar. So you know to differentiate between IO and memory. Then HLDA, that is hold acknowledgement, and ready pin. ठीक है. So तीनों pins है, 3 marks के लिए पूछा गया है, 1 mark each. Next, define microcontroller. State 4 advantages of microcontroller over microprocessor based system. So again definition का 1 mark and advantages का 2 marks. एंड उन्होंने पूछा है सी 4 एडवांटेजेस, तो हो गया हाफ 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 करके 2 मार्क्स हो गए. ठीक है, सो दैट इज हाउ द मार्क्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन गोज. Then explain the memory register mapping of 8051. We had discussed the memory map of 8051 microcontroller, the program memory, data memory. You draw that and explain that individually. Then, so this was question 3B, what I just discussed, anyone. So that was for 4 marks. Okay, so diagram will take say 2 marks and the explanation can take 2 marks. That the examiner will decide how much distribution is to be given. Then what is protocol? 1 mark. Explain the concept of TCP/IP. I just told you that they will tell you that explain, define protocol and concept of TCP and IP. So TCP and IP individually can take 1.5 mark, 1.5 mark each, and definition of protocol 1 mark. So that goes to 4 marks overall. That was question number 3B, attempt any one. Now we come to question 4B, attempt any two or answer any two. What is interrupt? Explain maskable and non-maskable interrupt. So I told you, remember, that interrupts means interrupt का definition देना है, maskable और non-maskable. Maskable means you can ignore, non-maskable means you cannot ignore. So ये दोनों concepts बताने हैं. फिर accumulator contains data. See, they are very specific. अभी very monotonous question नहीं डाला है. उन्होंने क्या किया, आपको बता दिया कि एक्यूमुलेटर में ये है और एक रजिस्टर है, उसमें ये वैल्यू है, उस पे आप ये सारे ऑपरेशंस या इंस्ट्रक्शंस परफॉर्म करके दिखाओ. सो दे हैव टेकन, I'll read the question for you. Accumulator contains data ABH and register D contains the data 09H. What will be the contents of the accumulator after execution of each of the following instructions? And those instructions are XRA, that is performing XOR operation, XRA D, that is XOR operation on D, then add D, that is add operation with the contents of accumulator and D register, then ORI, that is or immediate the contents of accumulator with 55H, that's given in the question, ORI 55. हो गया. So you know how to solve this example. Give the definition. पहले XRA का बाइट्स बता दो, कौन सा बाइट्स है, फिर उसका टी स्टेट्स, मशीन साइकिल सब बता दो और फिर सीधा सॉल्व करके दे दो एग्जाम्पल. ठीक है, सो 1 mark each. Then fiber optic cables. Third question is explain fiber optic cables in details with diagram. See, I told you they ask you the fiber optic cable diagram and you explain the content in detail. So 1 mark goes for the diagram, 2 marks for the explanation. That's how the 3 marks question is graded. Now, question 4B, answer any one again. What is flag register? So it holds the status of the register result in the accumulator. So that is flag register. Enlist different flags provided by 8085 with suitable diagram. So 8085 का flag register draw करने बोल रहे. So carry, parity, auxiliary carry, 0 and sign flag. और पूरा 8 बिट का स्ट्रक्चर दिखाना है, इंडिविजुअल करेक्ट बिट्स जगह पे उनकी वैल्यूज डालनी है एंड उसको एक्सप्लेन करना है. सो 1 मार्क जाएगा फ्लैग रजिस्टर के डेफिनेशन के लिए, 1 मार्क जाएगा आपके डायग्राम के लिए और बाकी का जो भी है वो जाएगा आपके एक्सप्लेनेशन के लिए. ठीक है, डोंट फॉरगेट हर एक फ्लैग को इंडिविजुअली एक्सप्लेन भी करना है. देन कम्स क्वेश्चन 4B, सेकंड वन. एक्सप्लेन द फॉलोइंग कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ ट्रांसमिशन मीडिया. सी 3 मार्क का क्वेश्चन है, ऐसे नहीं पूछ सकते तो ऐसे पूछ लिया कि बैंडविड्थ, बैंड यूसेज, दिस इज नॉट ऑल्टरनेशन, यहाँ पे ऑल्टरनेशन लिखा है, इट इज अटेन्युएशन. सो अगेन देयर इज अ प्रिंटिंग मिस्टेक इन द पेपर. एंड EMI, electromagnetic interference. So you explain them individually with respective examples and then that's for 4 marks, 1 mark each. Okay, so that's the theory. Now we'll just shift to the questions which are question number 5 based. So you know question number 5, here they've asked programs for reverse order. This is the program for length of the storing the count of the appearance of a particular number, how many times it has occurred. And this one is finding the 2's complement of 5 numbers and storing it at some memory location. Or you can solve assembly language program to add each bit of the given 8-bit number and store it at a particular memory location. Then this is to divide hexadecimal numbers and this is to generate Fibonacci series. See, question number 5 cannot be predicted, but I can suggest you that you can keep in mind certain questions like you write assembly language programs to add, then to subtract, to multiply, to divide. Then to add, you can say 2 bytes of information. Then you can even prepare programs based on reverse order, that is transferring data from one memory block to another memory block, but in reverse order. Then exchanging data from 2 memory blocks. Okay? Then you can write study for programs where you find the number of occurrence of a particular number in the memory block or in the list of memory blocks. Then you can even study program for finding the largest number from the given set of data, finding the smallest number from the given set of data, finding the even and odd counts of a particular number in that. अभी सपोज मेरे पास 1 to 10 है, तो 1 to 10 में कितने इवन नंबर्स आए, कितने ऑड नंबर्स आए, इसका भी एक असेंबली लैंग्वेज प्रोग्राम आ सकता है एग्जाम में. ठीक है. देन पैलिंड्रोम, वेदर इट इज अ पैलिंड्रोम और नॉट. ठीक है. So these are the standard questions I would suggest you to prepare for your exams. Apart from this, you have all the reference books, you have your you can say practicals which are covered in your college. So refer all of them, prepare all of them and go. While writing it in the theory paper, what columns are expected? Opcodes are not expected in the theory paper. You are expected to write down the mnemonics. Then you are expected to write down the description. In case your instruction in the mnemonics column have any labels, that is say JC skip or JNZ skip या JNZ you can say up, ये कोई भी लेबल आप ऐसे यूज कर रहे हो तो उसके लिए लेबल का कॉलम लगेगा. Apart from that, nothing is required. Okay, so don't forget that you have to maintain this pattern for writing the question number 5 solution. Do not skip question number 5. Remember whatever you remember. See, knowing how to, understanding how to write a program is the basics of chapter 2. Chapter 2 holds all the instructions. So study them in category, that is data transfer, arithmetic, logical, branch prediction. Is that clear? So when you are doing them individually, so you know their usage, that how do you use them. If I want to say load something into some memory location, so you will need to load that memory into some register pair, because without register pair it is not going to work. Then from the register pair, for the registered pair, which instructions are there for data transfer, you check that. Okay. Then for performing any arithmetic operations, if you are dealing with only single registers, so check for instructions which are dealing with single registers. If you are performing increment decrement, तो उसमें भी register के अलग है, register pair के अलग है. तो ये सारे concepts अगर chapter 2 में clear हो गए तो question number 5 attempt करना बहुत easy हो जाएगा. So the list of programs I suggested, please do that them as well and go. Okay, and you can refer different previous year's paper solutions as well, so that you can get more probability of the questions which are there for question number 5. Okay, so the complete theoretic paper, do not skip any keywords, do not skip any key points. To attempt each and every question if possible, because it is a 50 marks paper and you have lots of time to write down the paper. Don't use shortcut methods. Don't think writing one line definition and just writing something about the content is going to give you marks. Accuracy is very important while writing the paper, and don't forget CS holds the maximum benefit of 200 marks for you, so you have to attend the paper accordingly. So follow the tips and tricks as suggested by us. Lastly, I would just wish you all the very best for your exam. Please follow all the theoretic pattern, diagrams, instructions, the way of writing instructions. Don't skip anything. Write the correct answer with the correct option in the MCQs. Don't simply write either of them. You will lose marks. Okay. So follow all the instructions given by us. We really hope that you score well. All the best for your exam, students.